me. So basically, what just went down was lots of stuff to catch up on. So, we're going to start with? We got a mess in the kitchen. Don't mind that.
It's Saturday.
Tell them what you're drinking, baby. Tell them what you're drinking.
I am drinking coffee with coconut milk and the caramel Torani syrup.
Who knows? All right, y'all. So, are we going to talk about it or not, Katie? Yes or no? It's a live stream. We can always delete it.
We could keep stuff private.
You want to keep that private?
At least for now.
All right, we'll keep it private.
Yeah.
Don't ever let people push you around. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk about the situation. I'll talk about what I think about the situation. Yeah. So you can't let people push you around. And sometimes you have to take decisive actions to say, hey, we're not going to tolerate this type of behavior. And it's a weekend, baby. So I am going to go work because I'm a man of my word. I told my customer I was going to work today. So even though it's crap, I'm going to head out in a little bit, get on my truck. I'm going to go work for an hour or two for my customer. I'm not going to be there all day. Just maybe 2 hours for my customer so I can do something for my customer so at least I can keep my word. And then I got to come back to the house. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish installing my cameras today and maybe start putting up a fence between us and somebody we don't really want to see every day.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. But definitely, Katie wants to hit the road like usual.
I want to...
You want to hit the road. Say it.
Jose, I want to take a few tools and go out in our SUV.
We can't do that. And could we do it in this week?
Yeah?
Yeah, but like it's not going to sweat.
We're not going to sweat because it's cold.
So basically, you want to go to work, but not in the work truck.
Yeah.
You want to put shovels in the back of our SUV.
Oh, no.
We could do it. It's not a big deal. We got that rubber matting.
Yeah.
So your suggestion is, yes, we go work, but in the SUV.
Yes.
All we need, we're digging holes and stuff. You don't want to track dirt into the SUV?
Better put a little tarp down.
So basically, you're okay with going to work as long as we go in the SUV.
It's Saturday. And plus, it would be nice to have seat warmers when it's 30 degrees.
And maybe a better sound system.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. So we're installing a fence. So we got to grab the level,
tape
measure, shovels, and put that in the SUV, and then we'll go work out of the SUV. We don't get dirty doing what we're doing. We're just digging holes and putting posts in them. And we got to get paid. We'll work on it. We'll be there. Right. Yeah, we got to get paid. So, yeah, let's do that. We'll head out there. We'll do that for a little bit.
Do that in a little bit.
And then I want to come back to the house, and I want to finish installing the cameras today. I do want to hit the road. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, it's such a nice day, and we rarely have nice days right now.
It's been kind of rough. Yeah. It's going to rain tomorrow, so maybe tomorrow we can paint the bedroom.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So we head to Wetumpka to work.
We could probably
What's on the other side of Wetumpka? I want to explore a little bit today. I think you're right.
Rockford,
let's look at the
Salida.
Yeah, I do. You're right, though. I do want to work a little bit today. I do want to work. I do want to hit the road today.
Yeah.
I don't want to do housework. So there's Wetumpka. What is on the other side of Wetumpka? We're going to be on the north side of Wetumpka, so we can go to Rockford. Hey, I never thought about that. The next town over is Rockford. We went there. There was pretty much nothing there, though.
Yeah, and then after...
Silicala, whatever. All right, we got a comment. As a formal firm school student, please advise Kate to zoom out on her cooking blogs. Nobody wants to see a close-up of the bowl. The interesting stuff is... All right, y'all. I came outside real quick because I was losing signal inside the house. So, yeah, we're probably going to go work for a little bit. And then after we work, we want to hit the road and explore a little. As you guys know, my health... Is that toothpaste on me? Or? As you guys know, my health has been horrible lately. It's pretty out here. Let me show you guys how pretty it is out here today. It's just absolutely beautiful out here today. But anyways, yeah, can't let people push you around. You have to get to the point where you say, all right, we're not going to tolerate people pushing us around. Um, people like to test their boundaries. Can y'all take this cold weather back? Alabama, Florida's so cold in the mornings, bro. What part of Florida are you in? It's cold. It is over here. I mean, today in the morning, last night it got down to 20. We just barely turned the heater off inside the house. We basically just turned the heater off. Like it was cold this morning. It was in the 20s this morning. So it was definitely cold this morning, but it's pretty out now. These blue skies make you want to go for it. It wants to do a. Nah, I ain't doing that, Katie. So it's pretty out here today. When you see those blue skies, it doesn't like blue skies like this make you just kind of want to hit the road instead of. Ooh, today is pigeon racing season. There's probably some big races going on today in Spring Hill, Florida. I'm sure you guys got blue skies in Florida today too. When cool mornings like this, I remember we live in Naples, Florida. We're at the bottom, but we would go hang out in Ocala area. The principal can't touch this COVID video. What are you talking about, Katie? Keep up the good work. I have no idea what Katie's talking about. She's talking about, I gotta burn this stuff. I gotta burn that pile right there. Look how beautiful my winter grass is growing in. Look how beautiful my winter grass is growing in. So anyways, I want to go work and do stuff around the house. I do feel her. It is a beautiful day to hit the road. She wants to go in the SUV, which honestly, I want to go in the SUV. That truck is so uncomfortable. Our work truck is so uncomfortable. It really is. The SUV is a joy, but then we're working. I don't want to get it dirty. You know what I mean? We're actually working. And it's got a better sound system. ¿Por qué eligió Alabama en lugar de Florida? Alexia, el problema, I'm going to speak in Spanish for a minute since... Do you know English, Alexia, or can I talk in Spanish? Alexia, Rodríguez, ¿podemos hablar en inglés o solo no sabes inglés? Is it okay if I talk in English since we're all speaking English? Alexia, si no, te hablo en español, no hay problema. Tú me dices, si no sabes inglés, te hablo en español. ¿Qué tú prefieres? What do you prefer? I know your SUV got them seat. I know it's got them seat warmers, dog. I'm talking about, that's what's up right there. You got them seat warmers. That's a game changer right there. Them seat warmers. I speak both English and Spanish. Okay, Alexia. So I'm holding in English. Let's do English so everybody can understand us. Well, actually, I don't choose Alabama over Florida. It's can't afford Florida. It's expensive. Mira, we wanted to move to North Florida because I've had it with South Florida. Don't get me wrong. I love Miami. I love Tampa. I love West Palm Beach and in Broward County. I like Fort Myers too, to be honest. There's things to do. Like, shopping, restaurants, beaches, vibes. You can't compare Alabama to Florida. That would be retarded to try to tell you that the vibes here are better. That's ridiculous. I would rather be in South Florida. The thing is that the life is... Oh, I get it. Oh, okay. So we might... Yes. One of the main reasons... It's right on the edge. I might have one pine tree on my... I like pine trees. See that pine tree right there? I like pine trees. I don't know if it's on my neighbor's property or mine. It's right on the edge. Huh. Interesting. You're lagging hard. Let me see if I can get more signal by walking further into the yard, I guess. Is this better? I know I'm dealing with signal. Let me know if the signal gets better. I'll walk up to the hill, see if I get better signal from over here. Let me know if you guys can see me better now. Can you see me better? Let me know if the signal's better, guys. Let me know if you can see me better. I'll walk up to the top of the hill, and we'll go from there. So basically, it's not that I chose Alabama more than I had very limited options in my budget, and within my budget, it's the best option. You know what I mean? And Naples is like this. Let's say you have $10,000 to buy a car. You can buy a reliable Toyota for $10,000, or you can buy a Mercedes-Benz SUV, which is luxurious, but when it breaks, you're not able to afford it. You know what I mean? It's one of those deals where, affordability, practicality, all that comes into place. Katie, can you see me good? Somebody says the video quality is lagging pretty hard. Let's show here on the hill real quick. I wonder if there's a sunny spot. Well, it's sunny over here. Cool. I'm gonna get in the sun so I can warm up a little bit. Cool. So basically, the reason I chose Alabama when I decided to move was because we didn't really have. Born in Immokalee. Cool. I love Immokalee. It's a great little town for family and stuff. Actually, I'm gonna go in the front yard because it's a lot sunnier in the front yard. So I like Immokalee. I like to go to Immokalee a lot. We would go to Immokalee at least once a month just to go for the food. We'd check out the flea market. We'd check out the fruit market. We'd go for the amazing Mexican restaurants. So here's what happened. When we sold our house in Naples, we wanted to get out of Naples because the life is too hectic. I realized, like, whenever I would go to Vero Beach or Ocala or anywhere, Mexican, cool. I grew up around, I was in Naples before there were Cubans in Naples. I mean, when I first moved to Naples, it was mostly Mexicans, and pretty much they're like family to me, so got a lot of Mexican friends that I consider family, really. I mean, I got Mexicans that I pretty much grew up with. I consider them my family, really. So I set up cameras. I'm working on setting up cameras. I just gotta. Today I'll finish the last step setting up the cameras. So, it's not like for example, Immokalee. Perfect example was Immokalee. Immokalee, you can't get a concrete block house in Immokalee for less than $200,000. You're not gonna find it. I mean, if you do, you're lucky. Do you know what you get in Alabama for $200,000? So when we finally sold our house, we got our money in the bank. Boom, our house sells. Okay, so now we're thinking, what's our next move? We sell the house. We're thinking, okay, what's next for us? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is we like Florida. Sebring is, I know, for what I do with YouTubing, a very strategic place would have been Sebring, right? So we're looking at Sebring, Florida, because we've always wanted Alabama, by the way. For a long time, we've wanted Alabama. We were just afraid because, moving out of state is expensive. It's not like, moving locally can be stressful, but moving out of state is a completely different ballgame. My gosh, it's so nice out here. I'm sitting on my front porch. It's beautiful. Just chilling out here. Love my front porch, by the way. I got my little Mexican palm trees. These are Mexican palm trees. My ride. Loving life up here. Raised in New Jersey. Interesting. So basically, I've told this story before a few times on the channel, but we'll go through it again. Like when we saw our house, it took 2 years to get our house in Naples to sell. It's beautiful here. In Immokalee, give you an example. Immokalee or Lehigh Acres, I would have never got a property like this. I have an acre of land. Like, here's my front yard. This is my front yard. Now that I have the cameras just about set up, I can finally show you guys my property a little bit better. It's okay. Even like the thing is, like, the price difference. When you cross the border into Alabama, the price difference is like, crossing over into Alabama, like, we're talking like $40,000 difference. $40,000 isn't a whole lot of money unless it's cash money and you have a budget. So if you have cash money, you have a budget, $40,000 goes a long way. So as soon as I hop back into Florida, the prices are $40,000. The same exact house that I can get in Florida for 120, I can get that house in Alabama for 80. That's $40,000. It's not a big deal if you're financing it, but if you're paying cash, that makes all the difference in the world. We had always wanted Alabama. We visited Alabama, and we absolutely loved it. For this right here, look at this. I mean, I'm on a mountain. I still got my palm trees. You know, I got some palm trees here, just like I did in Florida. I'm on a mountain. That is a dump. That's a tractor tire. I use it for like a little flower bed or something I'm going to do with it. Do I anticipate the prices in Florida going down? I really don't, because I don't think prices in Florida are going to go down. There's no reason for them to go down. Why would they go down? If anything, more people are going to keep moving to Florida. But do I want to be part of that? And here's the thing. The economy in Florida is very vulnerable. For example, the city of Montgomery has been deteriorating, but it's been a very long process. In Florida, things can change overnight in Florida. You know, you got the red tide, you got hurricanes, you got... It's an endless list of things that call me. I hope it doesn't... But that, guys, I had somebody try to call me. How's Florida works, the more snow, the more expensive the state of Florida gets. Exactly. Jose, you and Katie ever thought about buying a really nice RV to travel? RV has everything you need. Yeah, a lot of people are doing RVs. We're a little bit more home roots than that, you could say. The thing about RVing is that the RV is expensive, and the gas is expensive, and traveling is expensive, even if you're doing it from an RV. I don't need to travel. I can just do videos from wherever I'm at. So there's no practical application of it for me at this point. If I had 100,000 subscribers, that would make sense. But with 20,000 subscribers, that doesn't make sense. So basically, where we're at with this is, I live in the side of Jersey that's really close to Philly. Ooh, like Camden and all that. Yeah, I couldn't live in a place like that. Like Camden? Yikes. So, like, you know, you're saying you're from Immokalee. In Immokalee, you can't, that's not a place, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to talk down on Immokalee. A lot of people say, you're trying to talk down. I'm not talking down on Immokalee. I'm not talking down. I'm talking facts. The facts are, it's a town full of illegal people who pick tomatoes for a living and who work in agriculture. And that doesn't create a very good place to live. You know, when 80% of the people in your town are illegal, and you have people that are willing to work for nothing, if they commit a crime, they can just cross the border back into Mexico and disappear. You have a lot of crime. You have a lot of serious crime, and a lot of times they get away with it. Who wants to live in a place? I don't want to live in a place like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of Mexicans here where I live now, but the vast majority of them have a driver's license, and they're working construction, and they're able to provide their families with a normal American standard of living. You know what I mean? And that's very important. Hey, what's up, Wink? Welcome on board. Thanks for the love. We love you too. So, why Alabama? To answer your question, really was because we had very little options. And we fell in love in Alabama when we were first here. I think it was like 2016 we came up here to work for my other YouTube channel. I had to interview a guy from my other YouTube channel here in this area. Hey, Mr. Livingston, welcome on board. I know it's cold in Alabama, so it's got to be freezing in New York. Immokalee, hell no, I would live there if you pay me. Yeah, so in Immokalee, it's a tough town to grow up in. I grew up around a lot of people from Immokalee because being in a poor area in Naples, a lot of the other Hispanic people I knew were in Immokalee, and, you know, they were tough people. I mean, we'd hear stories about, you know, you get robbed and you would get jumped and all that in Immokalee. I'm from Alabama, and I love it here. Of course I love it here. You know what I mean? Like, look at this. This is my front yard. I'm sitting on my front porch. This is amazing, you know? So, we sell our house. We only had $110,000, something like that. Not even, probably. Yeah, we're doing better. Katie's doing better. She got through it. It was actually really short. It was like 2 days she was sick, or 3 days at most. So we go through, we get our money. There was this house in Sebring, Florida. Now, Sebring, Florida is a little bit nicer than Immokalee. It's a little bit nicer than LaBelle. as far as it's got everything. There's probably less work. So there's this house in Sebring. Now keep in mind, this was when all the New Yorkers were buying up everything in Florida. This was like right at, like 2 months after the lockdown. So this is when people were finally able to start moving again, and they were buying up everything. So there's a house in. I got the money in the bank. Basically, it's coming, and there's this house in Sebring, Florida, and I called the realtor, and the house was going for, I think, how much was it? Was it 95,000, Katie, or was it 90? I think it was 90,000. It might have been 80,000. It was a nice concrete block house on half an acre in a decent -10. You gotta be kidding me. -10 this morning in upstate New York. No, you're lying. No way. That is horrible. That is horrible. I'm sorry you're going through that. I'm not saying you're lying. Like I know you're not lying, but it's hard to believe. Ah, that's horrible. Dang, New York. I know that's gotta suck. Gosh, that sucks. 10 below. I mean, I'm outside already, and I'm not even. I'm in my slippers pretty much. It's freezing up here too, and New Jersey, I bet. Yeah. So yeah, Alabama, like the weather's not too bad. I mean, I'm outside and it's pleasant wearing a sweater. Hey, North Carolina in the house. Thank you so much, Christina Brown. That is one state I want to visit soon. Oh my gosh, 35 below. I didn't know that was impossible in the United States. That's horrible. Maybe Wisconsin or Minnesota, but dang, I didn't know New York got that cold. That's horrible. Well, I mean, I got 11 below. One time in Kentucky, we got to 11 below. So yeah, I can definitely understand it. Well, anyways, so there's this house in Sebring, and it was like 95,000 or 90 or 80. It wasn't much. I called the realtor, and he says, okay, well, now I have 4 buyers from New York who are doing like a bidding war on the house. So what's your offer? We're at 120. So the house was listed for like 90,000. And when I call the realtor, they're like, "Oh, there's a bidding war. It's up to 120." I'm like, I'm not gonna go into a bidding war with a bunch of New Yorkers. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, that's fine. So the only other house in Florida, when I went to buy, now I believe in owning your house outright because it gives you a lot of freedom and it creates a lot of long-term stability. Most people would rather finance a house. Most people with my net worth would probably rather finance a house and that way they can have more cash available. So they care more about having immediate benefits, like maybe a brand new car, maybe having nicer things around the house. So most people with my net worth would much rather. Look how beautiful this is. This is my front yard. I'm not in a park. I'm not, you know what I mean. I didn't have to go. This is my front yard in a regular neighborhood. Like this is my front yard. Look at this. Every once in a while you can hear a car, but usually there's no car noises. This is my front yard. So most people would rather finance a house and not really have their whole net worth be in their hand, basically. Why should I want to sell mine and move to Wetumpka? Yeah, Wetumpka's nice. I'm gonna work in Wetumpka today. It's a good town. It's good for a small town. It's good. It doesn't have a lot of shopping and rest. It has some, but it doesn't have incredible. Again, I'm coming from Naples, Florida, where you have everything. So of course, for my standards, it's kind of dull, but it's a great little town. Wetumpka, it's not gonna have incredible shopping, but you're not too far from Montgomery. You can just when you're gonna do your shopping, you go into Montgomery, and then Montgomery has everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is my front yard. I'm chilling on my front yard. This is my front yard. Notice I have a little fire pit there that I made. I got a little fire pit where I burn stuff right there. In the summer, it's about the same as Florida. It's kind of like, I think it's like in the 90s. I think you're getting up in the 90s every day. Yeah, this is a nice, I haven't even done anything in the interior. That's the way we bought the house. It's decent, and I got it for less than $80,000. So I wanted to buy my house cash. It gives you so much long-term stability. You get a lot of long-term stability when you buy your house cash. So there were only like a few options in Florida. There weren't too many options. The other option, so the option in Sebring didn't work out because there was people having a bidding war over it. The other option at the time was in Ocala. It was in the hood. Oh yeah, I'm working a lot on the yard. I'm getting this place pretty. Yeah, it's pretty out here. It really is beautiful. So the other option I had, I didn't even want to go hunting today. I bet not. I bet not. Not in this weather. So overall, it came down to this. I could have bought a house in Ocala in the ghetto. In the worst neighborhood in Ocala, I could have bought a house. Now, 6 months prior to that, if my house had sold, because here's what's crazy about this whole situation. If my house had sold 6 months before, 6 months before, I would have been able to afford Ocala. But at the time my house sold, there was nothing left in Ocala, except for like one house in the worst neighborhood. And I mean the worst neighborhood. Like, I did a hoods video of Ocala in that neighborhood. That's where I did my Ocala hoods video. The house was in that neighborhood. And I called the realtor, and me and her didn't really get along too well. She, I don't like the BS. You know what I mean? I know Florida, and I know very well what that neighborhood's about. So I asked the realtor, I said, "What's this neighborhood like?" "Oh, well, we're not allowed to talk about the neighborhood." I said, "Lady, I already know what the neighborhood's about because I'm, you like Ocala, yeah. I already know what the neighborhood's about. I'm just trying to test to see if this realtor's a liar or if the realtor's honest. Like, I knew what the neighborhood's about because I've done a hood video there. She refused to talk about the neighborhood. She gave me a bunch of like, "Oh, as a realtor, I'm not allowed to do that." Okay, well, to deal with me, my realtor's got to be honest. You know what I mean? If I don't trust the realtor, then we're not going to have a deal. If I think it's one of these shady sales, used car salesman type of person, I'm not going to deal with you. So, like, I wasn't going to deal with this realtor the way she was acting. So, that went to crap. I like Jacksonville, too. There was a house in Jacksonville, and the house in Jacksonville, they wanted I think it was 80,000, right? And I called, no, they wanted 70,000 for the house in Jacksonville. They had it for 70,000. I can't remember how much it was. Oh, Inverness is really nice. Inverness is nice. Oh, Punta Gorda is a nice town if you can afford it. It's just really expensive. Well, the house in Jacksonville, what I can't remember the exact price. The thing about Jacksonville is the crime rate is very high. That's the one thing you need to watch out for in Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, the gang banging is on every street corner, and it's spread out throughout the whole city. So you could live in a nice little street in Jacksonville, and when you go to your gas station, it's gonna be the hood. It's gonna be a really, really scary neighborhood. So the thing about Jacksonville is the gang banging there is non-stop. It's straight up thugging. Shootings. They don't just do drive-bys in Jacksonville. They actually get out of the car to make sure they get you. So Jacksonville, a lot of crime. Well, so the house wasn't in the hood in Jacksonville, right? So here's another. It was in the hood, and they had, I can't remember the exact price. Just tried to call me. Sorry, guys, my sister just tried to call me. And Katie, can you call my sister and tell her I'll call her right back, please? Quickly call my sister, Katie. Katie, call my sister quickly. Tell her I'll call her back, because if she keeps trying to call, we'll lose the live stream. Well, and it's very strange that she's calling me. No, I will not give you my email address. Jacksonville's a very large city. There's a lot of crime there. So when we look at Jacksonville, it turned out that the house was in the hood, and they had a price. I called the realtor and I said, "Look, your house has been on the market for maybe 6 months now, or something like that, and the house hadn't sold. You're asking, I can't remember them. Let's pretend it was like 70,000. I don't remember what they were. I think, no, they were asking 75. Yes, I remember now. They're asking $75,000 for this house. And I told the realtor, okay, you've been asking 75. It's been on the market for a while. I'll buy the house for 67,000 cash. I got the money right here. Let's do it. You know what they did? They raised the price to 80,000. Katie, please call my sister. Pensacola, I did not like Pensacola at all. I was recently there, and it's still destroyed by that hurricane. There's nothing pretty about the place. It's destroyed by that hurricane. They had a lot of damage. It's got horrible traffic. They've had 3 murders in the last 3 days. Yeah, I don't know. That's horrible. So Pensacola has had 3 murders in the last 3 days. That's horrible. So I don't know. The crime there, it seemed trashy and ghetto to me. And no offense if you live there. I'm just being honest from my opinion. To me, Pensacola seemed trashy, ghetto. There's a lot of hurricane damage. It has all the It is Florida, basically. It's Florida. It might be on this side over here, but it's still Florida. The traffic, everything. You know. And by the way, if you want to see the video, when I first moved to Alabama, I uploaded the video of when I moved to Florida. That's a really good documentary we did. We documented our entire move, so that video's on the channel. Sorry, guys, I'm struggling to talk. My stomach is just in so bad shape all the time. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, the house in Jacksonville was practically in the ghetto. It was in the worst side. You paid $130,000 for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath in North Carolina. Yep, that's how cheap it is in North Carolina. You ain't gonna get that in Florida. So the house is in the ghetto, and they jacked up the price $10,000. You know, $10,000. They jacked up the price $10,000 because I showed interest in the house. So that was the options we had in Florida. We literally had no options. And one thing that I learned is that you should never buy a bad property. So I got a decent house here. Like this house that we got it's not a concrete block house. It's wood frame, but it's a decent house. We got an acre of land. This is what we did in Alabama. I mean, I really was able to buy a real house in Alabama, which in Florida, I was able to buy a little box in the ghetto. You know? Because they're jerks like that. That's why they did it. So, excuse me, guys. You guys know I've been dealing with a lot of stomach problems. I'm sorry. So, not only did we buy the October, you know what I mean? We bought the house, and we had enough money left over to pay $12,000 cash for an SUV. We paid $12,000 cash for this SUV. Things. I love living in Florida this time of year. Summers are brutal. Yeah, this time of year is nice in Florida, but this time of year is only 2 months. There's 10 other months. You know what I mean? This is my front yard. You guys see how peaceful this is? It was either this or a house in the ghetto in Jacksonville for $80,000, which would have felt wrong because, like I said, the house was on the market, hadn't sold, and as soon as we showed interest in it, they jacked it up $10,000. I've been to Clearwater. I don't like it. There are nice areas in Clearwater, but it's overpriced. Traffic city. I don't want that. Mr. Jose, it is because Florida, too many people who make money in other states are manipulating the market. Soon, it's going to be just like New York City with rats and raccoons. Exactly, yep. Mr. Wang, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not stupid. I know what's going on there. And it doesn't make sense to buy. It doesn't make sense to be part of that. Florida's going to be New York City, exactly. Florida is on its way to be New York City and Los Angeles. I ain't going to be part of that. Look at what I got here for 80. Well, I paid $65,000 for this property. And I got $80,000. And look what I got for $80,000. Look at this. This is my front yard, yo. Look at this. The neighbors are still sleeping, so they're probably hungover from last night. Look at this, dude. This is what I got. This is my front yard. And I had enough money left over to buy a really decent SUV for my family. This is what $80,000 got me in Alabama. You know what I mean? What would I have gotten in Florida? I would have been living in the ghetto in Jacksonville and Ocala. Denellen is cheap and beautiful area. It is. Denellen is beautiful, and I definitely recommend it. To live in Denellen, I would have needed about $60,000 more. If I had $60,000 more, I wouldn't be in Alabama. I'd be in Denellen. So now, what I can do here in Alabama is, once I'm done fixing this house, I think I'll eventually be able to get 140, 150 for the house that I bought. When I can get 140, 150 for this house, I might consider Florida, but like Denellen, if it's still affordable. But realistically, after living in Alabama, I don't think I can go back to living in Florida. There's less traffic here. There's better pay in Alabama. There's friendly people. It's a different lifestyle. There's so much freedom here. The Nun is North Central Florida. It's really North Florida. I'm going to consider it North Florida. It's 80 miles north of Tampa, so let's consider it North Florida. The freedom of this place is incredible. Katie, can you meet me grab my 22, Katie, and meet me in today's live stream, guys, because I got to go work. Even though I feel like crap. I feel so sick. I feel horrible. Katie, can you grab my 22? Grab my 22, baby. Not the big one, the little one. Actually, grab the little one, baby. I gotta call my sister. She just called me and left me a voicemail. I don't know what it could be about. It could be something going on in Florida. But I just want to show you guys how much freedom we have here in Alabama. We're gonna finish the video here. Yeah.
I saw you were out there, put on a coat to go sit with you, and you came out here.
Well, I'm not feeling too good, baby. I want to finish the live stream. Grab my 22, please.
Okay.
Grab me, not the big one, the little one.
Yeah, I know.
I want to end this video. Just show you guys how much freedom we have here in Alabama. Before I end this video, see, we can do burn piles here. You can burn your own landscaping trees. That saves you a lot of money. I want to show you guys how much freedom. Katie wanted to sit on the front porch. I feel bad for her. But we're going to actually just switch into our work clothes and go work. We got to go make some money. You got to keep your word. I told my customer I was going to go work for him for a little bit. So I got to go to my customer's house. And, keep my word, really. But I know we have... so basically, that's why we ended up in Alabama. It's just Florida was ridiculously expensive. Even in the ghettos. I mean, look at this. You're going to compare living here out in the woods compared to living in the ghetto in Florida. All we could afford in Florida was living in the ghetto. I'm tired of living in the ghetto. The view reminds me of what I used to have in Tennessee. Beautiful, yeah. And my property goes there's a mountain, and then at the bottom there's a creek, and my property goes right to the creek. Take it off the harness, baby. So, yeah, I mean, like, the view is amazing. I can do this in my backyard. That's why I like living in Alabama. Put it away. Nothing in the chamber. There you go. Thank you, babe. Where else can you do that in your backyard? Where else can you do that in your backyard? You know what I mean? Freedom. There's a lot of freedom here. Where else can you do that in your backyard? That's the freedom about living in Alabama. You know what I mean? That you can do that in your backyard. It was either living in the ghetto in Florida or living out here in the woods in Alabama. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure I know what the right choice was. Guy, wake up hungover neighbors. Yep. All right, guys. So I got to go work. You guys have a beautiful day wherever you're at. And we'll probably shoot a squirrel for us, Jose. I think the squirrels are long gone from this neighborhood. They're like, nope. If we stay around here, we're gonna get got, man. That's a lot of freedom, you know. So those were our options, and that's really why, to answer your question, Miss Rodriguez, the reason we ended up here is because the freedom of this place is incredible, you know. And in Florida, we didn't have that freedom. In Florida, we were gonna end up in a bad neighborhood, in the city, inner city, with traffic and crime. And out here, we're just kind of doing our own thing. You know, it's a lot of freedom. What's up, babe?
No, I'm just hanging out.
Yeah. So you guys, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being with us. I appreciate you guys joining us on this live stream. We're gonna wrap it up. We gotta go work, and it is what it is. I'm gonna try to live stream later on tonight again. So we'll catch up with you guys later. I hope wherever you are at, you have a beautiful weekend. And well, we're out. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with us. And that's why we ended up in Alabama.